Imagine waking up one morning and everything looks the same, but something feels off. Your house, your family, even your job. It's all slightly different. Now imagine realizing that you remember a life that nobody else does. This is the real-life mystery of the man who woke up in a different reality. It started like any normal morning. Juan Perez, a man living in Madrid, Spain, woke up feeling slightly disoriented. Nothing unusual, just a groggy, half-asleep feeling. But as he went through his morning routine, things started to feel wrong. His toothbrush was a different color. His slippers were on the wrong side of the bed. Small details, but enough to make him stop and think. Still brushing it off as morning brain fog, Juan got dressed and left for work. But when he arrived at his office building, it wasn't there. In its place was a completely different company. Thinking he was just mistaken, he checked his phone for the company's address. It didn't exist. The business he had worked at for 5 years had vanished. He asked nearby businesses about it, but nobody had ever heard of the company. Even worse, when he called his boss, the number was disconnected. His work emails? Gone. It was as if his job had never existed. By now, panic was setting in, but things were about to get even stranger. Juan called his girlfriend of 7 years, Maria. A familiar voice answered, but it wasn't hers. Instead, a different woman picked up, saying she had never heard of him. Thinking it was a joke, he checked his photos. Every picture of them together was gone. In fact, it was as if Maria had never existed in his life. Desperate for answers, Juan went to the apartment they had shared. When he knocked, a complete stranger opened the door. She told him she had lived there for years and had no idea who Maria was. At this point, Juan was convinced he was losing his mind. He rushed to his parents' house hoping they could confirm what was happening, but when he told them about his job, his girlfriend, they had no idea what he was talking about. They insisted he had never worked at the company he remembered. They even said he had been single for years. Maria had never been in his life. It was as if reality had been rewritten. After exhausting all other explanations, Juan turned to the internet for answers. That's when he discovered the parallel universe theory. Some physicists believe that infinite versions of reality exist, each slightly different from the next. Could Juan have somehow slipped into a reality where his life was slightly altered? While this sounds like science fiction, some researchers believe it's possible. Experiments in quantum physics show that particles can exist in multiple places at once. What if consciousness could too? Juan's story has eerie connections to the Mandela effect, a phenomenon where large groups of people remember historical events differently. Some swear the Berenstain Bears was spelled Berenstein. Others insist that Monopoly's mascot once had a monocle. Could this be proof that people shift between alternate versions of reality without realizing it? Years later, Juan Perez still insists that he is not crazy. He has never found proof that his job, his girlfriend, or his past life ever existed in this reality. Some believe he suffered a neurological event or a rare memory disorder. Others think he is proof that parallel realities are real. But the scariest part? Juan isn't the only one this has happened to. All over the world, people have reported waking up in a version of reality that doesn't quite match their memories. Could Juan be one of the few who noticed the shift? And if so, could it happen to you? What do you think? Was this just a strange coincidence? Or did Juan really wake up in another reality? Let us know in the comments. And if you love real-life mysteries like this, don't forget to subscribe. Would you want to wake up in a new reality? Comment below.